Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a great day. It seems that there's another Democrat that's under corruption. Yes, corruption. You heard that right. Well, no, it's not Joe Biden. I understand what you're thinking. Well, Joe Biden did it again. Well, no, you're not exactly correct. However, it is a Democrat, and the Democrat would be Lori Lightfoot. Apparently, she's been sending emails to schools and to kids to essentially try to make them vote for her, and it could be even going as far as to if they don't vote for her, they get bad credit. Yeah. It seems that a lot of these Democrats seem to be extremely corrupted, and the only way to stay in power is by easily cheating the system, because they can't get it by any other means. As I said before, if we took away the Democratic cities and make them separate from the actual red rural areas, we would see that possibly a Democrat would never win again, because how could they possibly win with, their very corrupted system? Because obviously they are the bane of existence for pretty much the entire country. You have those far left individuals who are idiots, who destroy their cities, and they don't seem to learn their lesson. So it'd be best for us to remove ourselves from it. But other than that, we're going to go directly into the video on exactly what's going on, why Lightfoot is a piece of garbage, why she's destroying Chicago, and it doesn't seem to be very good for her. Take a look.
Mayor Lori Lightfoot apologizes to Chicago public school leaders for a campaign email sent to educators asking students to help her, quote, win this spring.
The outreach to the CPS teachers via their emails was a mistake, should not have happened, and is not going to happen again.
Our very own WTTW News reporter Heather Sharon broke the story and joins us now with the latest. Heather, remind us exactly the emails that were sent out and to whom.
These emails asked for simply curious and enthusiastic students to volunteer at least 12 hours with the Lightfoot re-election campaign in return for unspecified class credit. Not only did they go to an unspecified number of Chicago Public Schools teachers, we reported today that they also went to teachers at the city colleges of Chicago twice, first in August, then again this week. After that first email batch in August, the city colleges admonished the Lightfoot campaign and purged those emails from the system. It's not clear why the Lightfoot campaign sent more emails.
And the big issue that these emails are being sent to the governmental email addresses of these workers. The ACLU Illinois released a statement on this. What did they have to say about the matter?
They said that these emails could cross the line into coercing political speech, which is clearly against federal law. The Supreme Court has ruled that government officials cannot use their power to make employees either take a specific political position or against a specific political position. Today, in her remarks, Lightfoot said these emails did nothing of the sort, but those concerns are very much alive in the ongoing probe by the CPS Inspector General, as well as additional probes called for by the Inspector General and other agencies.
And that being said, she did apologize to the CPS community. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
I've spoken to both CEO Martinez and Board Chair DeValier and apologized to them for this unnecessary distraction and mistake that is distracting from the dedicated and hard work the CPS does every single day to make sure that our kids learn in a safe and nurturing environment.
Heather, how have school leaders responded?
Well, school leaders are saying, look, this is not an issue we caused. This is an issue of the Lightfoot campaign. There's no indication that any students volunteered with the Lightfoot campaign and received class credit, and they say that's as far as it stops with them.
And Lightfoot also in this press conference talked about a campaign staffer who sent out the email. Let's take a look at that.
The person who did this understands the magnitude of the issue and frankly is mortified. I have a lot of young women that work for me, certainly in my political campaign, but also in my administration. I think this is an important teachable moment for them. This, to me, is a mistake. She gets it 100%.
The person on these emails is listed as the deputy campaign manager that the mayor's referring to as a young staffer. Is she simply passing blame here?
Well, she faced numerous questions from reporters about that, about how one, as she said, low-level staffer could both be the deputy campaign manager and have the authority to send out these sort of emails. And the mayor said really nothing directly to that point. She said she didn't know about these emails until she was contacted by her campaign after I asked them for comment. She also said that she put an immediate stop to these emails, but that's not quite true. As we talked about on Spotlight Politics last night, her campaign issued 3 statements before saying that they would no longer send out these emails. At first, her campaign defended it as a way to reach out to young people and encourage them to get involved in the political process.
Yeah, there are 3 vastly different statements so within a very short period of time, Heather, changing the messaging around there. Excellent work as always, Heather. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Paris.
So yeah, that's not good. It seems that Lori Lightfoot is not in a great standing right now. And this is what we're talking about. These people have to go to extreme lengths to actually cheat, even with their stronghold of their cities, because they seem to realize that the majority of the people just don't vote for them. Here's the thing. I think we need a massive change in our political structure in terms of voting atmosphere, because I think this is just not good. Unfortunately, the people of Chicago keep voting for this and keep voting stupidly, so we'll see what happens. The thing is, what we have to do is that we have to check every single city and every single state and kind of look at it as to where all of the how red it is and how other places are being told, right? So say, for instance, if 50 or say, let's go with this, 70 to 80% of the United States and most states are red. And then you have pretty much voting, pretty much the rural areas are red. And then you have just 1 or 2 blotches of areas where it's the most condensed area of people voting in that area. It almost seems like no voice is being heard in those other massive areas that just has a smaller population. So we need to we have to make a system to where every vote counts regardless of actual population size, because that seems to be the problem. If the heavy population is the reason why there seems such a huge massive votage center, then that just needs to be changed, correct? So we'll just have to deal with that. In other news, it seems like Lori Lightfoot is completely destroying her city. Well, she has been, because she says that the city is down and there's nothing of damage. But we all do know that the city is completely in shambles. We all know that the Purge Act is now in effect. So we most likely have not seen the actual damage of the Purge already going on, but it's going to take effect pretty soon, I'm going to assume. So, this is not done by Lori Lightfoot, but was also done by the governor of Illinois. We have a bigger problem here that seems that Lori Lightfoot is just not being reliable. She is extremely corrupt, and the things need to be changed. She needs to be removed from office. I don't think she is a viable mayor or even elected official at all to be running a city that she's been trying to run corruption and trying to entice students to vote for her so she can stay in office, to keep her power. This is what's disgusting in that fact, and maybe, just maybe, she's not as liked as some people may want to turn out to be, because it seems that she is, obviously not doing it correctly. And by all means, I think this person should also be arrested and put in jail, because she has violated federal law and done all kinds of egregious actions that seems to not be benefit of the people and seems to only harm the people. We go with this too as well, that Lori Lightfoot is under investigation over campaign email to Chicago teachers. The Chicago Public Schools Inspector General has opened an investigation into the emails sent by Mayor Lori Lightfoot's campaign to teachers asking for students to volunteer for a second term of campaign. Lightfoot's deputy campaign manager sent an email to the teachers asking to share the term externship opportunity with students, in which students would work 12 hours per week in exchange for school credit to help Mayor Lightfoot win this spring. As the race heats up, we're looking for enrich our office through what we call our externship program. According to the email obtained by WTTW News, could you please share this opportunity with your students? So, that being said, is that it seems also the schools are embedded with this as well. The schools trying to want to make it, where they're not embedded with this with Lori Lightfoot. But here's the thing. Normally what schools would do is that they would clamp down on this immediately, stop this email from being broadcasted, then immediately post it to, I would say, the actual justice system, which they didn't do. It seems that they seem to be pushing it, but Lori Lightfoot is obviously, evil. Due to the ways of criticism following the revelation of the CPS Inspector General is launching an investigation. This is the same mayor who promised to clean up corruption and make good ethics an anchor in her administration, the unit wrote in a statement. This latest scheme shows she's rank hypocrite on ethics issues, including her attempt to use our schools and students as her campaign tools. That's because the only thing that they can really get is obviously the students. Kids don't really have much of a frontal cortex available yet. It's still developing, and at least in young men, it doesn't fully develop until the age of 25. May be the same for women, but not really entirely sure on that one. But the frontal cortex is still developing, and that aspect is to where they're more easily influential and taken advantage of, which is what's more disgusting is what Lori Lightfoot was doing, because you can't. It's harder to take influence from actual adults that are fully grown and stuck in their ways. But it's easier to take control of kids that are not stuck in their ways and are still developing, and you can actually manipulate them into ways that you want to do. It's actually more nefarious than people really seem to realize. A spokesperson from the Chicago mayor's campaign sent out 3 statements in response to the waves of criticism to WT News, which we've already gone through, so we're not going to go through that now. But yes, it seems that it's just completely nefarious and corruption all around. It's hilarious that she says, like, oh, we want to stop corruption, yet she is the center of corruption herself. Hilarious at that. Well, guys, it seems that it's not really too surprising, but it seems we'll see what happens. See if she actually goes to jail, gets punished for her actions, because that's what we need in this country right now. Criminals being punished for their actions. Alright, guys, that's for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, take care.